What is going down, my YouTube family? It is your boy Zary from the XMG, Zary's Mobile Gaming, coming at you today to do a fan-requested noob video for Eric the ShieldBreaker. So before we get into Eric the ShieldBreaker noob breakdown, if you are not part of the XMG family, you should be part of that XMG family. Click the subscribe button so you don't miss out on good things coming your way. So if you would like to see a noob video for a character that you just got, perhaps, or somebody you really like, leave me a comment down below. I can add it to the list, and I can definitely get it out for everybody out there. So let's get into it. So Eric the ShieldBreaker is an order human fighter warrior and a gladiator. He has one of the best moves in the game, in my opinion, especially for that late, early, mid-game tier. He could be phenomenal. We'll get into that in a little bit. Let's break down his stats. Okay, looking at his stats, Eric the ShieldBreaker does physical damage. So right now he starts off at 28.99. He has a critical chance, which is about average, at 21.88%. He has health of 21,021. His physical armor is at 35, which is a little higher than average, and his magic armor is at 31.01%. His shield is not very high for somebody with ShieldBreaker in his name, coming in at 19,917. His speed is at 119, that is below average. Potency at 23%, tenacity at 33%. So what did we learn from Eric the ShieldBreaker? He has good armor, bad speed. He has pretty decent physical damage coming out of the gate. Potency isn't very good. Let's see if that has anything to do with his move kit. Ability 1 is called Puncture. It deals 180% physical damage to an enemy, plus an extra 80% of physical damage that pierces shields. If you're going against a very shield-heavy team, or somebody like a Patriarch Chi who can restore shields, Eric the ShieldBreaker is a good one to have on your team. Ability 2, Colossus Strike, deals 390% of physical damage to an enemy. This attack deals 30% more damage against shields. Eric gains damage increase for 2 turns. So, again, if you're going against like a Patriarch Chi-led team where they're constantly replenishing the shield, this move is fantastic. But you got to remember, once that shield is gone, that 30% more damage is gone as well. Increasing his own damage is fantastic. I just wish that it was maybe 1 or 2 other people in the party the more you leveled it up. Ability 3, Rousing Cry. This is the move that I mentioned earlier that makes him so viable for early game and carries you through mid game. He gains debuff immunity and armor increase and applies it to 4 allies for 2 turns. So the reason I say that is debuff immunity is huge. End early game through the mid game, you are fighting a lot of orcs. You are fighting a lot of Tromgars. Tromgar's main thing is stun. You're going to face burn. So having that debuff immunity for 2 turns on a 4-turn cooldown shuts down a Tromgar team. So that is why this move, in my opinion, is one of the best in the game. So going on to the next one. His passive ability is called Heavy Fists. Eric gains a 30% physical damage increase and an additional 5% for each living human in the party. So what did we learn from his move kit in general? I didn't break it down per move, but he has heavy physical damage. He does more damage versus a shield. He can pierce through the shield. He applies armor increase to himself. He gives himself physical damage in his passive, and that can increase based on how many humans you are running. Eric the ShieldBreaker is a truck. He is not a glass cannon. He has some good survivability, and he can hit very, very hard. He does not need potency. You do not want him to be stunned. You want him to deal the damage. You want him to get up that armor increase. So we learned he needs speed so we can get through that 4-turn cooldown, because if you leave him at a base speed of 119, it's going to take a while to get that 4-turn cooldown back where we want it. So looking at the rune options, we have some choices here. We have a 4 set of damage. We have the 4 set of health if you want to put it on there. You could put speed if you're able to access those runes, because the more survivable he is for the health, that is, the longer he's going to stay and the longer he can get up that debuff immunity. For secondaries, you could put on tenacity so he doesn't get stunned. You could put a health, 2 healths on there to increase his survivability. You could put armor to give him more armor on top of what he's already getting. You could put critical chance, so when he does hit, he hits even harder. So what I really think I'm going to do with Eric the Shieldbreaker here is I think I'm just going to go, I want him to be a beast. I want him to hit extremely hard. I want him to cut through that shield, and I am going to go damage and critical chance. And what I am going to look for in the secondaries is survivability, speed, more damage, critical chance, and tenacity. So I'm going to rune him, and I'll be right back. Alright, we are back with a full rune amulet. I went with damage, critical chance. I was looking for damage in the secondary, speed in the secondary, tenacity in the secondary, critical chance, and survivability. So, let's take a look and see how we did. I went in the northern rune, damage primary, obviously, speed, tenacity, critical chance, and damage. Love this rune for him. Then I went with the speed, tenacity, potency, armor, and damage. Now the potency really doesn't do anything for him, but the tenacity hit twice, the armor is there for increased survivability and a damage percent, so I like that a lot. Then I went with, obviously, armor. Critical chance, again it hit potency, but the tenacity hit twice and it had damage on there, so I went with that. Then I went with the damage primary in the southern rune with damage, health, armor, and speed. Then I went with the shield in the southwestern rune with damage, speed of 6, that's huge, armor, and then damage percent. And then I went with a tenacity primary with speed, critical chance, shield, and health. So let's see what it did to his stats. So we brought up Eric the Shieldbreaker's physical damage to 3574, bringing it up 675. Very happy with that. We brought up his critical chance just through secondaries by 12.91%, bringing it to 34.8%. Definitely will take that. Then we brought up his health 243, bringing it to 21,264. We brought up his physical armor 2% to 36.97, almost 37%. Magic armor 2.5% to 33.51%. We brought up his shield 2,235, bringing it to 22,152. That gives us the coveted combined 40,000 shield and health combination. We brought up his speed 32, bringing him up to 151. That is still kind of slower, but it's much better than the 119 he was sitting at before. And we brought up his tenacity 22.9%, bringing it to 55.9%, so essentially 56%. Definitely going to help him from stop getting the pesky stun or anything like that from Tromgar. So all in all, I was extremely happy how we got Eric Shieldbreaker built. He is a damage machine. We brought up his speed and his tenacity so he isn't taken out of the battle and he can get that Rousing Cry off. So let's take a look at his abilities at level 2 to see where we're going to sink the scrolls into Eric the Shieldbreaker. His Puncture ability, ability 1, at level 2 it deals 100% physical damage to an enemy, plus an extra 30% of physical damage that pierces shields. Ability 2 at level 2 deals 150% of physical damage to an enemy. This attack deals 30% more against shields, and it just continues to go up, and we gain a damage increase at level 5. His Rousing Cry at level 2, we gain debuff immunity, and we only apply it to 2 allies for 1 turn. Then we gain a ally, then we gain an armor increase and decrease the cooldown. We gain ally gains buff, reduces the cooldown, and then at level 6 we get the 2 turns. And then with his passive ability at level 2, he gains 10% physical damage increase, and we don't get the human aspect of that till level 6. And that's okay, because late, early game, mid game, you're really not going to have a solely as human team up and running yet. So how would I sink the scrolls into Eric the Shieldbreaker? I have everything at level 2. I am going to come to Rousing Cry, and this is why we have him on the team. We are going to take this straight to level 6. Perfectly fine with doing that to level 6. Everything else is at level 2. Let's get that to level 6. I'm going to come to his passive ability, and I'm going to take that to level 5. Gaining an extra 25% physical damage off a passive ability is very, very good. So we're going to take that to level 5. Then we are going to come to Colossus Strike, and we are going to take that to level 5. This is where we gain the damage increase. Then we are going to come to his basic, and we are going to take that to level 6. The reason we're taking that right to level 6 is because why not? At this point, you only have a couple abilities left to go, so you might as well take that extra 80%. You're going to start seeing a little more patriarchy as you get towards the end of the mid-game. Good time to take that up to level 6. So right now we have Rousing Cry at 6, and then we have his basic at 6. We're going to come back to Colossus Strike, take that to level 6. Then we are going to come to his passive and take that to level 6. The reason I went that route is because I feel that doing it this way, you get the most out of Eric the Shieldbreaker. You're getting one of the best moves in the game to level 6 right away while still doing pretty decent physical damage. Then you're taking his passive to level 5, because the only reason you really want to take that to 6 is if you're going to run an all-human party with him. If you're not, if you're substituting him for a Corkrum, let's just say, on your orc team in the arena, you don't need that. So we're taking that to level 5. We're taking his basic, which he's going to use the most often, right up to level 6, piercing the shields. Then we're going to finish him off at level 6. So you're definitely getting the most out of his move kit. So that's what I got for you today, YouTube. I hope this helped you with Eric the Shieldbreaker, and I hope you actually consider him for your end early game or mid game. He's very easy to farm. Dawn of Order 4-9, Rage of Clans 5-9, Invasion of Demons 1-3. So he is extremely easy, and he can be found in the guild store. So he's super easy to farm. I hope you guys liked it. Coming up next, I'm going to have the top 20 moves in Dragon Champions. So look forward to that. Just got to touch up some more editing on that. So once again, if you are not part of that XMG family, become part of that XMG family. Turn on notifications, like the videos, leave me the comments, all that happy horse crap that goes with it. I love y'all. I'll see you in the next one. Be safe. I'm out.